Hi guys, I'm back with one more video on riskless real estate. Today I'm going to interview a very senior developer returned from US and a very passionate person who designs his own layouts, Mr. Vinod Rao. Let's interview him and let's gather a lot of knowledge about real estate from him. And today we're going to talk a lot about HMDA, Gram Panchayat and how the approvals are taken care. So let's understand from him. Let's interview Mr. Vinod. Hi sir, welcome to Riskless Real Estate.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So I know a lot about you, okay, and I have seen your projects personally. In fact, Forest Ridge was shown in the previous videos. People loved it, okay. I see that passion in you as a developer. So I just want to know, when did you start this journey in real estate as a developer?
Before I start telling about myself, I just wanted to tell you that whatever I did so far, there is a team behind it.
Okay.
And the team is as passionate as me.
Beautiful.
So whatever the success, as you're saying, is because of my team, and it's a teamwork. So coming back to about my thing, when we finished our post-graduation at the age of 25, me and my friend Shankar started a cement grinding unit.
Okay.
That's in 95s.
In Hyderabad.
In Hyderabad.
Okay.
And then we were running it for 3-4 years. And then I took a time off and then went to US and to see the other side of the world.
Okay. So you're working into IT there in US? Or?
I worked as a management in management position.
Okay. For how long in US?
I did for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then I get to see that part of life. And I had a choice to settle there or to come back. And then I decided to come back.
Okay.
And then started looking after the industry.
The cement.
Same
it was
cement.
still there, it was going
Yeah,
on.
my partner.
And you
was
were a partner as well.
Oh yeah, my partner was successfully running it.
Okay.
And thanks to him, I took some time off and then joined him back.
Okay.
And then at that time when I came back, the real estate boom just started.
Okay. Which year was it?
It's in 2002, 2003.
Okay.
And that's where the actual growth of real estate happened at that point of time.
Okay. And how you got into it?
It is when we came back to running the cement grinding unit. One day I happened to be in that area, in that industry, and I saw a couple of people coming with some tapes and measuring some land just adjacent to our factory.
Okay.
And I didn't know much about plots or real estate at that point of time.
Okay.
Then I casually asked them, "What are you doing?" Then they said, we are measuring some plots, and we want to sell them."
Okay.
And
So
then
it was not a venture as such.
not a venture, just a plot.
Just a plot. Okay.
And then few days later, different set of people started measuring the same plots.
Okay.
And then they said, "We bought these plots, and then we are by adding some profit and then selling." Then the first glimpse of real estate and the value, how it goes, I just got to see. And then eventually we bought those plots.
Okay. You bought those plots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So you measured.
so and
Okay,
then in 6 months, in couple of months, the prices have almost went by 40%. The same plots.
Same plots. Okay.
Then I, being an entrepreneur, I took that line.
Okay.
And
So you saw the taste of real estate
correct,
way back in 2005.
2003.
2003. Okay. Okay.
And then I was looking into real estate more closely.
Okay.
And then we started buying lands.
Okay.
And that became my most of the time.
So part time became a full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then me and the same partner,
Okay.
we started getting into real estate more seriously.
Okay. So you used to buy lands and you to trade with the land, or you started developing?
Initially, we wanted to trade, but I thought that was not our thing. So we started acquiring lands.
Okay.
To do layouts and do townships.
Okay. Okay. So where are your major projects located, sir? What are your top 3 projects?
When we started, we zeroed in 3 places. One is Forest Ridge.
Forest Ridge, where we are sitting
where
right
we
now.
are sitting. And the second one was in Bachpalli.
Bachupalli, okay.
And then the third was in Vikarabad.
Vikarabad,
So,
okay.
so we started into those areas.
Okay. And your successful projects, I've seen, in fact, 3 of them. They are located close by.
Right.
So can you name them, like, can you share little details about those projects with our customers?
This layout is called Forest Ridge.
Okay.
And the other one we started with different partners.
Okay.
It's called Sindhuvanam, that's nearby.
Hmm.
And the third one is called Canvas.
Canvas, okay.
So we have about 3-4 projects going on in these areas.
Okay.
And I've realized that if you are into land acquisition and land pooling, you need to be local, in the sense you need to know the local people. And successful projects are where the developers is in tune with the local
localites.
surroundings and localites, because land pooling and land acquisition needs a lot of other skills.
Right, understand. And how big this layouts are, the one which you mentioned, all the 3?
This is about 70 acres. The other
Forest
one,
Ridge,
Forest Ridge. The other one, Sindhuvanam, is about 90.
90 acres, okay.
And Canvas is about 16.
16, 16.
And a couple of projects we have lined up. That's all in these scales.
Okay, okay. So one more thing, sir. In fact, I should appreciate this. I personally visited all the 3 projects.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And what I see is the infrastructure is beautifully maintained. So who designs your layouts? You know, I was actually curious to know, because I heard from someone that you design it yourself. So are you an architect by any chance?
No, not even close, actually.
Okay.
That's not my degree.
Okay.
But I have an interest in designing.
Okay.
And it just happened that when we designed this layout, this is full of rocky terrain.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of contours involved.
Yes.
And when me and another friend of mine called Anil, we thought one day that we should design a layout in this land.
So once you procured this land?
Correct.
Okay.
A couple of 2-3 years later.
Okay, okay.
And then he said he's also not an architect, but technically he's very sound.
Okay.
And both are the adventurous guys.
Okay.
as we put it. And we saw this layout, and then at that time Google Earth has just come.
Okay. Which year was it?
2006, 2007, I think.
Okay, 6, 7. Okay.
It was there, but so then we downloaded the satellite images from Google Earth, and then we did contours of this.
Okay.
And we overlapped the contours on the Google Earth images.
Oh, okay.
And then, since we are not professionals, but architects probably would have done the same thing. And we could relate that contours and the contour images and then the satellite images. So we weaved the roads between the
It was all done manually, no computer involved.
It was obviously, it was a complete AutoCAD, but we knew where to,
Exactly,
since we are looking at a big rock, and then we used to do a road around it. And then
Since you visually designed it yourself.
correct,
Okay, using the Google Maps.
correct. And then since we had little Vastu knowledge, and we were seeing that we made sure that all the southwest is filled with hillocks or boulders in that plot, and it slopes to northeast.
Oh, okay.
So we could do it because there is images and contours. So thank God that it came up really well.
Yeah.
People appreciated it.
Yeah, and I can see it. In fact, that passion is visible. Even the electrical poles, right? It's not iron; it is like a rock, right?
It's a single. The lampposts are a single stone structure.
Okay, yeah.
We
The
bought
lamp
it.
of single stone structure.
Yeah, we bought it from Chikbalapur area.
Beautiful.
Because in those areas only that 18 feet
Okay.
stones are possible. So it is nicely integrated with the rocks here.
And the life is like, you know, lifetime. Yeah,
Right. So
Okay.
one interesting fact about Hyderabadi rock formations is that they are the oldest rock formations. One of the oldest rock formations.
That's true.
So
So Deccan Plateau, it's very famous.
exactly. So we could highlight those stones and
I could see it in the entrance of Forest Ridge. There is a big rock.
right.
Okay, that looks really beautiful. Yeah. And one more thing, sir, I just wanted to ask, because I have seen villas as well. I think almost like 30-40 villas are there in this Forest Ridge. Like, do you design these villas as well, or
Initially, couple of houses we were involved in the designing part, and then another architects, young architects, and more talented guys, they have joined, and then nowadays professional architects are designing these houses.
okay. So initially you have done some of them.
Yeah, initially I have done that.
సార్ వెరీ కామన్లీ ఆస్క్డ్ క్వశ్చన్స్, చాలామంది నేను ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేయడం కూడా జరిగింది. వాళ్ళు జనరల్గా ఏమంటారంటే గ్రామ పంచాయతీలో తీసుకోవద్దు, హెచ్ఎండిలోనే తీసుకోండి, లేకుంటే డిటిసిపిలోనే తీసుకోండి, ఎందుకంటే సేఫ్ అంటారు. సో ఆ సేఫ్టీ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఐ డెంట్ గెట్ ఎనీ డెప్త్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎనీ వన్ సార్. సో బీయింగ్ అ డెవలపర్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్, కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ షేర్ యువర్ థాట్స్, వాట్ చెక్స్ a gram panchayat goes through and what checks an HMDA goes through?
When we just doing our homework, when we're doing our designing our first layout and then taking approvals, I got to know at that point of time is that in HMDA limits there is nothing like panchayat layout.
HMDA limits lo panchayat, gram panchayat approvals rao. Okay.
To my knowledge.
Okay.
And panchayat is not a legal thing in HMDA limits when HMDA law has come to force.
Okay.
And so since we wanted to go by the book,
okay,
we opted for HMDA layouts all from that time to this time.
Okay.
And during the course of time, I got to understand why HMDA are safer. I will not say that the only thing, but it is much safer. Okay. Because it goes through checks and balances.
Okay.
And
how about Gram Panchayat?
Gram Panchayat, like I said, there is no legality as far as I know. Once this
first HMDA, you said because HMDA lopala adu undadu.
Correct. HMDA Act when it came, then Panchayat layouts are not recognized.
Okay.
And these days, most of the Panchayat layouts which we see have come where there's no legal check that is being done. Because it doesn't go as in the same process where HMDA files.
So there is no governing body, is what you're saying?
Yes, to my knowledge, that is the one which I. ఎందుకంటే HMDA layout కి అప్లై చేసినప్పుడు there'll be the file will be split into two phases. File A and file B. A file ఏమో ప్లానింగ్ కి వెళ్తుంది. And B file will go to the legal department. And there's a legal land revenue section in HMDA.
Okay.
And then once the B file goes, then they'll see Pahanilu Gani, the background Gani, flow of title Gani. Same landowners, so under Kamindra, legal hairs and general, the deep popena, but basic legal hairs under Kavarendra.
And the litigation aspect check chestaru.
Yes, the assigned land. Patta land. So it goes through a decent bit of
legal checks.
Okay. And then they'll see the present developer proper registered agreements. Most of the land, sometimes the builder takes on development from the landowners. So the flow of title is being there. And then once he says he thinks there is no legal problem, then he'll passes the file. Then
the first legal ka pass avvalsin option లేదు.
Yeah, it has to be.
Okay.
B file clear aitane, then it goes to the A file. Then the A file planning department will see first if there are any lakes going through it.
Okay.
And a master plan roads unnaya. And land use enti. Of course, if there is land uses agriculture, they will not even take the permission these days. They'll not even let the process file.
And what should be the basic land use?
It should be residential.
It should be residential.
Correct.
So checking anta jarugutundi.
Yeah.
And how do they do it, sir? So do they do it manually or do they use the internet or like all the resources available?
These days they are using every resource that is available. Like they are, in fact, when you give the location map, they are seeing if there are any lakes, the visible signs of lakes, nalas from the satellite images.
Oh, satellite images.
And then if they get it out, then they go get into the details. and then they'll first ask if there are any lakes or ponds or water bodies. They're asking us to get NOC from irrigation department.
Otherwise, they don't even proceed.
No. So then we have to approach irrigation department and see the FTLs, and then they'll come, they'll inspect, they'll give that, they have their own process,
Okay.
and they have to give the NOC. These days it is becoming very strict.
Very strict. Okay.
So,
So if you have nalas or
Water
ponds, it's very tough.
very tough. You have to
Even
have
roads.
roads, of course. You have to mark that roads on your layout, and then leave that as a road.
And you have to bear the cost of that.
Of course. At least now, yes.
I've seen many projects because according to master plan, they show that there's a road going and they're leaving that place.
Correct.
And they have to do it legally.
Correct.
Only then they get the permission.
Correct.
So what you're saying is legal aspects are clear. Aina tarvatane they check the geo aspects.
Correct.
And then if there is a problem, we have to get it approved from irrigation department.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, what I understand is HMDలో ఇవన్నీ జరుగుతాయి కాబట్టి రిస్క్ తక్కువ.
Correct.
How about gram panchayat?
So there's no body that that checks these things. At least most of the panchayat layouts are not don't go through any governing body, and it is up to.
Then how, for example, HMD plot మనం తీసుకుంటే you have to go somewhere and register the land కదా సార్. So గ్రామ పంచాయతీలో అట్లా ఏమి ఉండదు.
So it's a broad subject. We can't finish in one thing, but basically, to my experience, when somebody does panchayat layouts, that the guy who develops the layout, he'll just do plotting, and then he'll not make sure that revenue records low. He's plotting and I convert mentioned chair. Because for him, he takes the land and then he develops, he sells the plots, and then he moves on.
బట్ రిజిస్టర్ ఎలా చేస్తారు వాళ్ళు?
As per plots ane chestaru.
Okay.
Till now, our latest panchayat layouts are not being recognized now. That's a good move. But earlier, there are panchayat layouts, then there's no bar that you can't buy. So when I chased appudu, రెవెన్యూ రికార్డ్స్లో ఇంకా పట్టేదార్ పేర్లే ఉంటాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, సంబడి హ్యాస్ గివెన్ ఫర్ పంచాయత్ లేఅవుట్, అండ్ దెన్ ఐ కమ్ అండ్ ఐ డూ డెవలప్, అండ్ దెన్ ఐ మూవ్ ఆన్. బట్ స్టిల్ ఆన్ పహానీస్ హిస్ నేమ్ వుడ్ హ్యావ్ బీన్ రిఫ్లెక్టింగ్.
అంటే 50 మెంబర్స్ తీసుకున్న వాళ్ళ పేరు ఉండదు. అంటే బిల్డర్ ఎవరైతే డెవలప్ చేసిన డెవలపర్ పేరే ఉంటుంది.
డెవలపర్ ల్యాండ్ ఓనర్ పేరు, ఒరిజినల్ ల్యాండ్ ఓనర్ పేరు.
ఒరిజినల్ ల్యాండ్.
సో ఆ మ్యూటేషన్లో చేంజ్ కాదు. And then as time pass on, or maybe 5 years, typical situations, 5 years, 10 years tarvata, వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు maybe he passed on, or he expired, or he would have gifted to his legal heirs. Legal heirs come and then they get new passbooks because there is nowhere written that this has done plotting.
Legal proofs ఏం లేవు.
Normal గా ఉండవు. So he gets a new passbook.
So he sells it.
He sells because either passbook lunte sarpari. Anybody who has passbook could have sold their land. So then somebody would have bought that land, and then there's two sets. One is plot owners, one is the.
So literally a place is owned by a couple of people.
Maybe the litigation starts. Yeah, that most of the litigation start this way, where the legal heirs they would have got passbooks and sold to some other people. And since this is not recognized panchayat layouts, and it's very difficult to say which survey number, the difference between HMDA layouts is that everything is there in the record. Like this plot number 10 or 12 is in this survey number in this layout, which is approved by the government.
There are proofs, there are documents.
Correct. So here there's nothing, no government document probably, except for a registered document saying that this is in this particular survey number and this is demarcated. So the demarcation places sometimes a role where to identify a plot, or at least in HMDA layout, even if you come back after 30 years, you can get back to that document map and then you
You can identify your property.
Right. In most of the panchayat layouts, it's very difficult, as there is no proof available.
So now I understood the depth of the subject, because everyone says Gram Panchayatlo తీసుకోవద్దు. Today I understood. Okay, why it is so.
This is one perspective.
One aspect.
One
Okay.
aspect.
And many other aspects apart from
There are a
this.
couple of.
Like for example.
One of the other main important reason is that when we do go for HMDA layouts, they make sure that we mortgage certain percentage of plots to them, and then they'll give a conditional layout. It's called a draft layout.
So
And
that's when you get a number.
yeah, draft layout number where other than the mortgage plots, we can sell those plots.
Okay.
So and then they give a condition that to have a final layout approved, you need to have infrastructure finished, like roads,
Okay.
underground drainage, and then cable electricity system. So one.
Is there a standard? Apologies for interrupting. Is there a standard for it? Like inter road inter side undale, poles ela undale.
There's that's a there is a standard, but you can't say which is, like they'll say they're blacktop roads,
Okay.
but
Minimum is expected.
minimum is expected.
Okay.
So in that sense, they'll lay certain conditions, and when we do and we finish that, they'll come and they'll do a final inspection, and it goes through a lot of grind, like a lot of officers come.
Physically they come and see.
Physically, and they'll see that as per the map, have we deviated, and have we finished the parks, have we done the roads, have we done the electricity thing, and once they are satisfied, then they'll release the mortgage plots. In panchayat layout, there's nothing like that. Like there's no one to mortgage.
Okay.
You just so you don't know whether it depends on that person. If he's honest, probably there are layouts which you would have done to standards, but not most layouts.
Okay.
So the standard, there's nobody to check have they done or not.
So he's not answerable to anyone.
To my knowledge, yes.
In HMDA, at least you are answerable to HMDA.
Correct. And then there is a standard protocol where you have to finish this and then approach and then they release. Then only we can sell those plots.
Sir, one more question is about RERA. There's a lot of buzz about RERA, HMDA approvals. Only then you buy it safer is what they say. In fact, I've seen bank also giving loans only if you have RERA these days. So what is this RERA Act and what is this RERA approval?
To bring more transparency to the whole process of buying property,
Okay.
government has introduced a real estate regulatory authority. When you have HMDA layout and then you have HMDA permissions, but it doesn't say that when do you finish your layout. It doesn't impose on the builder to finish quickly, although it has some time frame. And then the lot of times the customers, when the project get delayed, then they have no option but to wait.
That's true.
So government thought to bring more transparency to the whole process. They have introduced this RERA Act.
Okay.
And now this is made compulsory.
Okay.
And builders have to register their projects with RERA officials, and you have to tell what is the if it's apartments, what is the built-up area, what is the carpet area, and they have to be specific on what they are mentioning in their brochures.
Okay.
And things like that.
And they'll track the time frame.
Correct. And then the flow of money, you're not supposed to use not more than 30% of the money to other things. 70% you have to deposit, so that.
So there is a storehouse which you have kept for the project.
Correct.
So those things are taken care, so that the project is delivered on time.
Right. If the project is delayed, then the customers who bought it has some body to go to, and then the RERA can impose fines.
Okay.
And they see that the builders don't violate. So it is from the a buyer's point of view, mostly
Okay.
to protect
Safety for the buyers.
safety for the buyers.
Okay.
But then, like you said, with HMD and RERA, because which are now compulsory, so builders have to go through that process.
There's no other option. Okay.
Right.
And there are few rules which are imposed on the builders, developers, and even it's applicable for the layouts as well.
Yeah.
Okay.